with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, Des Moines, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. Here with you for the next hour to talk to you about your computer problems, help you out with anything that might not be working right with your system. You know, generally just trying to, make your technology life a little bit easier. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program today. 888-250-2091. If you call into the show and contribute in some way, ask a question, make a comment, be a part of the program. Could be Thor, your team is the best people on earth, or it could be Thor, I had a problem when I came in and if you're a part of the program, we don't discriminate. You're in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate for anything your heart desires over in the service center. It's been a busy, crazy week. We are in the final day of the Ultimate Upgrade Sale. So I'm going to throw this out there for any of the last-minute procrastinators in the audience. If you were going to trade in a computer toward a new computer and save up to $300 off of the normal retail price, if you were going to do that, you must do that today. Like, it's done after today. So you can go to our website at SchrockInnovations.com and you can purchase online. So if you have plans today, you can go buy online. We have the laptop and the desktop. In a nutshell, the laptop is our Intrepid laptop. It's the exact same Intrepid laptop that we always offer. Instead of being $799, it's $499. So all you have to do, we don't care what you trade. We're obviously not going to take parts of your old laptop and put it into the Intrepid or anything stupid like that. We just recycle the old laptop. So you're getting like $300 in trade for your old laptop toward a new laptop. You want a desktop? You can do a desktop. It's the Boundless desktop, 8 gigs of RAM, the Ryzen 3 processor. It's got the 120 gig hard drive in there, solid state. It's got all the bells and whistles that the normal Boundless has. The really nice high-end wireless N card with the Bluetooth, or not wireless N, wireless AC card with Bluetooth, the whole bit. Exact same computer as the Boundless you would buy normally, and you get it for $200 less when you trade in a computer. So it's a pretty sweet deal, guys, but the deal has to end at some point. We've been running it for a month. So if you're just hearing about it now and you're like, geez, Thor, way to go, like put on a sale and say, I have to come in right the flip now. Yeah, I hate that. Well, it's been going on for a month, guys, and we sent postcards. We sent emails. We literally sent snail mail. So, I mean, we did what we could do. So if you're just hearing about it, I apologize, but today is the last day for you to take advantage of the sale. You can purchase the computers on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. You can purchase them, obviously, in the service center. And the response this year to the sale, guys, it has been phenomenal. I'm not sure what's in the water, but literally we're having trouble keeping up on laptops. I went in yesterday to help build Intrepid laptops because there are so many Intrepid laptops going out the door. We built up every single one that we got in on Friday, and they're going to be sourced out to the service centers on Monday, so that if you have one on order, chances are yours will be ready on Monday. If not Monday, we have another batch coming on Tuesday of this week. Then we're going to build those up and get them sourced out on Wednesday. And, now that we're at the end of the sale, we'll have the last bump of the procrastinators of the world unite, to come and push it over the line. We'll have that bump today. And then after that, it'll be back to normal. 888-250-2091. In the middle of all that going on in the service center, the new 2023 catalogs have dropped. So if you haven't seen one of our catalogs before, it's been a hot minute since we've had a catalog. COVID kind of threw the wrinkles in all kinds of stuff. And it was really hard to publish a catalog when you didn't know where your next monitor was coming from. What monitor do you put in the catalog when you don't know if you're going to have an Acer or a Scepter or an Asus or what you're going to have next week? Or if you're going to have a Canon or an HP printer, what printer do you put in the catalog? So it didn't make sense during COVID to print catalogs. Well, now that we're far enough away from COVID, we have a little bit of stability back in the supply chain. We still have shortages, and this is what's really weird. Like, for example, right now the computer cases that we use to build our computers in, we ordered like 100 of them for the Ultimate Upgrade, and we used up almost all of them. I think we had like 8 left at the end of the sale here to continue building on. And I'm thinking ahead, and I call our supplier, our wholesaler, and I say, hey, we should probably, just for the next month or so, we should probably bring in another 40 or 50 cases just so we have some, in stock. And he's like, sorry, we won't have those again until July. Like, July? You got to be kidding me. So we look around in the retail chain and we can see that these components still exist. They only cost like $2 or $3 more per unit in the retail chain than they do in the wholesale chain, because such is life now after COVID. But they're available. So we're going to start snapping them up while they're available so that we can hopefully make it through to July when we can order from our normal supplier again. So there are still supply chain things going on in the world, guys. Everything is not back to normal, but it's normal enough that we can print a catalog. So that's pretty cool. We haven't had a printed catalog in a long time. And it's one of those things that there are a few things that differentiate Schrock from other companies. And, some will say, well, it's the level of service. And some people will say, well, it's the quality of people you have. And I would tell you that the only thing that keeps us looking like a company that is marketed by a middle-aged man who fixes computers is the lovely Kimberly. She's the only reason. She does the catalogs. If you go into the shops and you see the TVs running all the movies, she does the movies on the TVs. She does the postcard you got in the mail. That was her. I mean, literally, she is on the forward cutting edge of everything beautiful at Schrock. And so if you have the opportunity to take a look at one of those catalogs, it's just one of those things. I had a new employee to the company come to me, and he said, I didn't expect this because, he was coming from Dell, and he was saying, okay, now I'm with Schrock, a local, mom and pop computer repair company. Wow, how the mighty have fallen, right? And so he goes, but actually everything that you do here is like just a notch above, one notch higher than what's expected. In fact, as we're working on rebranding Schrock Interactive into Schrock Business, we're seeing the same thing. It's like, if you're going to go out to another company out there for business-related computer services, specifically for a business, the height of the marketing game, the height of the communications game between client and provider is we made a folder. And inside that folder are 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper with graphs printed on them. Like a middle-aged computer repair guy made a folder. It's like, wow. Now, the lovely Kimberly, of course, is going to plus this to the next level, and she's making us think about things that we had never thought about before. She sits down and she says, I need you to tell me everything that you do during a maintenance checkup. And so, we give her the highlights. She goes, no, you don't understand. I need every tiny step, everything that you do, because for you guys, this is just normal stuff. But when we go into a chiropractic clinic that has a server that's failed and we take the front off the server and literally, there's some 1970s shag carpet worth of dust blocking all the air intakes on the server, and everything inside is cooked to heck. And we're like, well, you needed some maintenance. So the fact that you guys will blow out something, we need to put that on the sheet because your competitors are not doing that. They're not, everybody wants to have business clients because with business clients, you can automate everything is the belief and just have massive recurring income off of you selling, antivirus products that are automated or patch installation products that are automated, that you don't have to have any interaction. You don't have to understand what the business does. You don't have to give any forward thought. If they need a piece of hardware, they'll tell you they need the hardware, and then you can sell them hardware at a redonkulous markup. Sell them more than they need because, of course, what business owner is going to say, I'm not going to grow. So sell them twice the server that they need. They'll pay for it. They're a business. Well, I hate to say this, guys, but I think we're going into a period of time where businesses might be just a smidge more concerned with the amount of money going out because they're going to be a smidge more concerned with the amount of money coming in. And so this is one of those situations where, Warren Buffett says the best time to buy stocks is when there's blood in the streets, when everyone is afraid. When no one is buying stocks, that's when you buy stocks because they're cheap and they'll come back, right? So the best time to somebody asked me the other day, is this a good time to launch a business right now? This is the best time to launch a business, provided that you have a good idea that everybody needs and you have the capital and everything else that you need to launch the business. This is a perfect time to launch a business because you will have an inordinate amount of attention. So in a time when businesses are looking at their current IT providers and saying, why am I paying $1,000 a month for this? Or $1,500 or $2,000 or $3,000 a month for this, when I could be paying $425 per computer per year to Schrock for the same service. This is not good. This is not what we want to do. And this is the time to do that. This is the time to bring people in and show them that they're getting ripped off because they're a business. I mean, that's like me saying, like, what if grocery stores do this, right? They'll change the prices of what's on the shelves based on the neighborhood. So if you go to Walmart, the price you're going to pay at a North Omaha Walmart is different than the price you're going to pay at a Bellevue Walmart or a Papillion Walmart. And you'd think that the ones in the lower income parts of town would be cheaper, but it's the opposite. They're actually more expensive because people in those neighborhoods can't afford to shop around. They can't afford to drive around to different places to get the best price. So they'll just pay whatever they're confronted with. It's horrible and it's ridiculous, but it's the way the world works. And that's exactly how the business ecosystem works for IT right now. It's horrible. Everybody knows that everybody's ripping off every business out there, but that's just the way the world works. In fact, Jeff, my corporate services director, he said, I came from a place where if you weren't spending 20 grand on on an IT solution, we didn't really want to talk to you because you couldn't afford us. And now I'm at a place where if you're spending $20,000 on an IT solution, I'm telling you you're a moron because I've been on the other side of that coin. I know what we were doing over there, and I know what Schrock is doing here, and I know we're doing more here for far less money, which seems kind of stupid on my part, right? Wait, how much more, Jeff? How much less money? But the long and the short of it is, this is the time to grab the market share. This is the time to offer that savings to businesses because this is when they're receptive to receiving it. And that's what we're going to do at Schrock. So it's just been a crazy week at Schrock. New catalogs coming out, new movies on the TVs. We have these little things on the front counter now that when you come in, you can tap your phone to them and leave a review or, you can forward, you can save it to your phone. A lot of people were like, I got to save you in my phone here. Just tap your phone to that little black sign and you can save the contact for the service center right to your phone. So when we call you, it comes up as Schrock on your phone. It's pretty slick stuff, guys. And the lovely Kimberly did a lot of that for us. She's really been cranking it out. I know she's got a full, exciting day of work planned for this afternoon. I'm on babysitting duty, if that tells you how intensely she's working. 888-250-2091. Dave number 1, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Good morning. I just have a quick question. What are your recommendations for a PDF program to convert PDFs to JPEGs and stuff like that?
Okay, gotcha.
Other than Adobe. Other than Adobe.
Oh, golly. Well, there are probably to convert it to JPEG. The easiest way to do that would be to bring up the PDF on your screen and just take a picture of this, take a screenshot and save it as a JPEG. I mean, unless you're talking about multiple pages, then that can be kind of a pain in the butt. Why are you converting it to JPEG, I guess? What's the...
Well, I'm converting some old railroad maps to digital or to JPEG so I can do a presentation on them. I'm having trouble doing, trying to work between JPEGs and PDFs, but I never thought about the screenshot. I suppose, but I could do it,
on your keyboard. Just use the print screen. Like when you have what you see on the screen, just hit print screen, and then you can open up like Microsoft Paint or whatever, and just paste, and it'll paste it right, and then you can crop it, and then you can save it as a JPEG or a PNG or whatever you want. So that's the way I would do it if it was a kind of a one-off like what you're describing. Otherwise, for advanced PDF features like signing documents and filling in documents and things like that, Firefox now has that built right in for free. So you can do all that. You can sign. You can do all that stuff for free. I used it the other day in Firefox to fill out a tax form, and it was butter. It was so nice.
Okay, because I do have Firefox too. But I guess without getting into spending a lot of money, I guess the screenshot would probably be I don't have to do a lot of stuff, but that would probably be the best way for me to go.
Yeah, I would recommend it. The screenshot is going to be quick, easy, and free.
As long as I can crop it, that's all I need.
Yep, you'll be able to. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Hey, I appreciate you joining us on the program today. And it's that easy, guys. 888-250-2091. We're also broadcasting live right now at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. You can check out the show there and watch if you want. And join all the residents of Schrockville who watch online from across the country. Pretty cool stuff. In fact, one of those, Randy, says, why isn't Secure Updater updating my LibreOffice? Well, it's supposed to be. So if it's not for some reason, my guess is there's a problem with the installation of LibreOffice on the local computer. The way we would normally fix this if we got you on a Schrock desk is we would uninstall LibreOffice, we would restart the computer, and then let Secure Updater reinstall it again. I'll also pass a note on to Trenton, who manages our Secure Updater team in the Omaha Service Center, just to make sure that there's not an update missing or something squirrely, but that should take care of it, Randy. Thanks for your message there on Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. 888-250-2091. Got to take a quick break. Dave number 2, your call is coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a maintenance checkup every 6 months to last beyond its 18-month expected lifespan. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff, and that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive. Compute This Pro Tip 578. Technology is constantly changing, so how can you tell when the time has come to recycle your old outdated computer and invest in a new one? Experts have rules of thumb and formulas, but Schrock believes the answer is simple. You should replace your old computer when it can no longer do the things you need in a secure way. For example, you should not be using operating systems like Windows XP or Vista because they're no longer maintained by Microsoft and they're not secure. And if your computer cannot run Windows 10, it's probably time to begin saving for a replacement. If your existing computer requires a repair and that cost is 50% or more of the cost of a new computer, it might be time to consider a replacement. But keep in mind, additional costs like data transfers and important software you have to upgrade like genealogy software or Quicken. And also keep in mind that modern computers are engineered to last 18 months for a normal user. And don't worry, you are considered a normal user. Schrock modular PCs and solid-state laptops are specifically designed to last 4 to 6 years for that same normal user, saving your family money and time. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining us this morning on Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. If you missed last week's show, it was a great show. You should check it out at SchrockInnovations.com. Last week, we told you about the FBI's advice that you use USB condoms whenever you're plugging into a public port. So, this PSA brought to you by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Yes, keep your USB devices safe. It's a real threat, though. All joking aside, what is a USB condom anyway? It's a little device. If you ever look inside a USB plug, there's like there's 4 stripes, 4 wires, basically. And 2 of the wires deliver power to your device and 2 transmit data. Well, the USB condom just strips out those 2 that transmit data so that when you plug into a public charging port, it just gives you power. No data, no way to put malware on your phone or steal anything. So that's what a USB condom is. It's a fun way to say it. I don't know. We also told you a little bit about Schrock Interactive becoming Schrock Business. We reminded you to check your Firefox settings. There was a big update to Firefox, and as part of the update, they reset the search settings back to Yahoo. So if you have a Schrock build, for example, we always set your search engines to DuckDuckGo. You can change them to Google. You can change them to whatever you want. But if you did have a custom search engine set in Firefox, it was changed to Yahoo. Just have to change it back in the settings. If you need help doing that, just give us a call in the service center. We do it on every single new build, so we can very easily walk you through that. Coming up on the program today, we're going to talk real quick here about AspenDental. If you haven't heard, especially in our Des Moines audience, AspenDental in Des Moines, Iowa was hit with a cyber attack just yesterday. So that's a pretty big deal there. No more Windows feature upgrades coming at all for Windows 10. While we do have confirmation for those of you on Windows 11, you will be getting a feature upgrade this fall. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Also, how many subscribers did Netflix actually lose when they started to enforce their password restrictions? Yeah, it's 7 figures. They lost over 1 million subscribers when they started enforcing, like, you can't share your password. And that's just in Europe. That was in their test case in Europe that they did. So we're going to talk to you about who actually stopped using their Netflix and why. And, you know, because this is coming to America. I mean, it's already starting to show up in the U.S., but they're going to see a similar thing, I think, at the end of the day. 888-250-2091. Dave, welcome to the program. What can I do for you today on Compute This?
Hey, Thor, it's C-Dog again.
How's it going?
Good. You know, I talked for 5 seconds when you talked to the last Dave before I realized I was the wrong Dave at that time.
Yeah, we had two at the same time. Sorry about that.
I was like, hey, anyway, did the ultimate upgrade for my wife this last Thursday. I called in, and they messaged me yesterday saying it was done, so we just got to get down there and pick it up. Hopefully do it on the way down to Northwest Missouri State Thursday. We got to go watch a boy graduate. But anyhow, I set her up with the Sophos on it. She had a VAST on her other computer, and I'm guessing she should, from what you said, she should be happy with the Sophos, because she always had pop-ups.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so nice. Avast is always trying to sell you something.
Always. Yeah, every time I go get on her computer, I had to go through locking stuff off of there all the time because it was up there. But I did tell her, I said, with this new computer, she should be able to upgrade in 3, 4, 5 years, or keep going back in and not have to keep buying a new computer. I was correct on that, right?
Oh, yeah. She got the desktop, right?
She got the laptop.
Yep. So on the laptop, we can always upgrade memory and we can upgrade hard drive. So if our hard drive ever gets full, we can put bigger drives in. We can go all the way up to 2 terabytes on the hard drive. The memory, we can go all the way up to 20 gigs of memory. So it is pretty upgradable. So when it comes time to do it, she'll be able to add some performance to that computer when the time comes.
Great. She's really giddy about it, so I'm pretty sure she'll be happy. I sold her on you, and I think you guys are great people to work with. So
C-Dog from the official marketing department of Schrock Innovations.
Hey, and I am also looking forward to Thor's Day again this week.
All right. Thank you, C-Dog. I appreciate you joining us on the program today, and I'm looking forward to it as well. 888-250-2091. If you don't know what that is, just listen to the Aftershock, and we'll tell you all about it. Aftershock is a little show we do on Facebook after this program is over, where all the stuff that doesn't fit in a computer radio show ends up. Stuff that does fit in a computer radio show, however, is cyber attacks. We just talked to C-Dog there about how he's upgrading his wife from Avast to Sophos. And the reason, if AspenDental would have been running Sophos on all the computers in their locations in Des Moines, Iowa, they would not have a cyber incident right now. That's that plain and simple. In fact, one of the things that we are known for doing at Schrock is innovating, is building new things and new devices. We're trying to have a surge protector built for us right now because we can't get the audible alert ones anymore. So we're trying to get a new one built for us that has everything we want in it. And these factories in China send us garbage. And literally, like, oh no, it's got over voltage protection. Oh, does it? We're gonna make a cool little movie. My employees are super excited about it. When things slow down from the ultimate upgrade, we're gonna light it on fire on camera. We're gonna plug a couple Bitcoin miners into it, and we're gonna see if it actually has over voltage protection. Does it turn off when you try to pull 40 amps through it and melt it? And it won't, because it doesn't. It's built into the switch. Oh, that little flip switch right there. That's gonna okay. Lie to me again. So that'll be fun. So we'll have fun burning things from China. That'll be cool. So I mean, one of the things we do at Schrock is we innovate. We come up with new ways of doing things, and it's no different for Schrock Business. Yesterday, I had just an idea. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a way that we could do a cold storage backup for a client, somebody like an AspenDental, that is getting hit with what seems to be, they haven't confirmed it, but seems to be a ransomware attack on their local computers. And we could do it in a way that if anybody ever did get past Sophos for some way, if they ever did get past it, which has never happened, but if it did, they wouldn't be able to touch the cold storage backup. And then a step further, we could transmit that backup off-site. And it doesn't have to be like some big Carbonite thing or big expensive backup service. We could just transmit it over to one of the service centers and hold it in a secure rack at the service center. Oh my gosh. And then, okay, well, obviously we're going to have to spend a lot of money building software to do it. Oh, wait a minute. It's built into Windows already. We would just have to write some software that would transmit it around. You got to be kidding me. We don't have to write the backup software. It's built into Windows and nobody's using it. How can we leverage this for our consumers was the next thing I asked, because my brain is stuck in consumer land, you see. The business guys, I have to hire the business guys at Schrock that run the Schrock business side because they're thinking about businesses. And I'm just like, well, how can a person benefit from this? Just crazy stuff. So AspenDental, they're not able to schedule appointments in West Des Moines or in Des Moines. They're not able to, they're still open. So if you have an appointment, you should still come, but some treatment options are not available. Primarily, I've seen a dental office go through a cyber attack like this before. All of the treatment plans are locked up. So they don't have your starting x-rays or your intermediate x-rays, so they have to do new x-rays on everybody when they come in. It's a big expense for them, and it's a big time suck for everybody. So just stick with them, guys. My guess is they've got some kind of a remediation plan that they're going to be implementing to bring them back to current. The good news, though, is that one of the things the bad guys do is they take the data now. They don't just encrypt it, but they steal it, and then they threaten to release it. Unfortunately, nobody really wants to look at pictures of teeth, so they're not going to... If they didn't, and somebody from AspenDental is listening right now, 888-250-2091. Got to take a break, guys. When we come back, Jim, stay on the line. Your call, as well as no more future upgrades for Windows 10. What's going on? I thought it was good until 2025. I'll tell you, coming up next time.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it.
Remember the good old days when virus detection worked like Where's Waldo? Spot the virus in the striped shirt and you win. Today's infections are changing hourly to avoid detection and use social engineering to trick you into making mistakes. Using yesterday's security to defend against today's threats is like using leeches to stop an infection. It just doesn't work. We recommend Sophos Intercept X antivirus backed by Schrock's virus-free guarantee. Sophos uses the power of AI to detect the patterns of a virus attack and responds with Schrock's custom actions that stop it fast. With Sophos on your PC, Mac, Android, or iOS device, you get the state-of-the-art protection you need to defend against the most advanced attacks out there. In fact, if your device gets a virus while running Sophos antivirus, Schrock will remove it for free, guaranteed. It hasn't happened yet, and we intend to keep it that way. Ditch your dad's antivirus and keep your device, data, and identity safe with Sophos and Schrock Innovations.
Compute this pro tip 178. Those little life-saving surge protector strips are vital to your computer's health and should be used whenever possible, even for laptops. As computers get smaller and more powerful, they're also becoming more sensitive to dirty power, and your power is a lot dirtier than you might think. Even if you have a whole home surge protection, most power surges are generated within your own home. If you've ever vacuumed and seen the lights get dimmer and brighter, you created a surge. Surge protectors can only absorb so much energy measured in joules. When that capacity is exhausted, your surge protector becomes a glorified extension cord and needs to be replaced. You should always look for surge protectors that give audible alerts when they're no longer able to protect your equipment. Schrock recommends these because the lights on most strips are just power lights and they don't tell you when it's time to replace the unit. If in doubt, replace your surge protectors annually to keep your expensive TVs, computers, and other electronic equipment safe. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. Thanks for sticking with us through the break there. I appreciate it. 888-250-2091. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. Pam wanted to let you know we did get your order in for your ultimate upgrade that you just placed. You're going to pick it up in Omaha, and we're going to get the Secure Updater and the Sophos on there for you as well. And so your ultimate upgrade laptop, it's not ready yet. Don't come get it yet. We're not even open, but it's not ready yet. But I want to let you know we did receive your order. And guys, you can also order on our website at SchrockInnovations.com if you can't get into the service center today to take advantage of the ultimate upgrade before it's done, which is today is the last day. Today at 5, it's over. So if you want to jump on the website, you can. You can come into the service center. You can take care of it, place an order, and we'll get you built up right quick. 888-250-2091. Jim, thanks for staying on the line. How can I help you today on Compute This?
I had a question. Do you have to have a Facebook account to listen to Schrock or watch Schrock after shows?
If you go to facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, it's been a long time since I've tried to use Facebook without being logged in, but usually the way that social media networks like Facebook or Twitter will work is they'll allow you to watch for a little while, and then there'll be a pop-up that says, you should sign in. And sometimes you can close the pop-up and just keep watching, and sometimes not. I would never advise you to do anything that is against the rules and regulations of our generous team at Facebook. However, if a person wanted to perhaps create an account that didn't represent their actual legitimate identity, you would allow you to partake of the goodies in Facebook without leaking all your personal information. Just a thought.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's one avenue. Yeah. Okay.
And the other avenue, Jim, there is another way. We take the video from Facebook because there are some people who simply refuse to use Facebook still to this day. And we respect those people. So we take the video from the Aftershock, and we also post it on Rumble as well. On basically, usually by Monday afternoon, it's up on Rumble. And then you can go to the Schrock Innovations website, SchrockInnovations.com, and click on Radio Show, and you can watch the main show as well as the Aftershock. We stopped putting the Aftershock up on YouTube because we were getting strikes there, and we didn't want to lose our YouTube account. So we just post the Aftershock on Rumble. So the controversial stuff, it goes to Rumble. All the milquetoast stuff like this show, we can post this on YouTube all day long. Maybe they'll give me an exclusive.
Okay.
Who knows? Make a can for me or something.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Have a great afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the program today. And Jim's in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate just like that. Patricia, welcome to the show. How can I help you on Compute This?
Yes, hi. Thank you, Thor. I just wanted to mention I was one of those folks that had my appointment affected by this AspenDental situation, and it was not in Des Moines. I walked down to the dental office about a mile away from my home on Thursday, April 27, first thing in the morning, and they said they had a sign on the door, no access to computers, you'll have to get another appointment. And I walked in there, and then they didn't have access to anything, and as a new patient, they didn't have much to say to me. But I'm thinking, though, the people that have, and I was actually had been a customer back about 7-8 years ago with them. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking, what about the access that they might have, these hackers, to people's addresses, maybe their credit card numbers, maybe their Medicare or Medicaid or other insurance numbers where they might be able to do some kind of insurance scam or ID theft? I don't know.
This is one of the things, and this is a great point, Patricia, that there was news reports that were scattered that said AspenDentals were having computer issues, but a lot of the ones that were national-based were not dated. Like, I didn't see a date on the news report, so I couldn't tell if this was a local Des Moines situation or if this is a national situation. Now, AspenDental is a chain. They're a national chain.
Sure, I know. Yeah,
so
sure.
It would make sense that everything that they have is centralized. Just like at Schrock, we have centralized servers that manage all of our stuff where, you could drop a ransomware virus into one of our service centers and we would just wipe everything and then put up new computers and we'd be up and running in like an hour. It wouldn't be a big deal. But if you infect the main server, if you get a hold of that, that's a different ballgame. If that happens, then everything is up for grabs. Now, with your concerns about, personal data and stuff like that, the way that we do it at Schrock is whenever we take like a card or a payment from a customer, we don't save that information on our server. It's saved at the payment gateway, and they issue us a token that can only be used by Schrock to basically gain utilization. We don't even get access to them. We can just use the information that's stored at the payment gateway. Now, if somebody besides Schrock tries to use that token, it doesn't work. And there's all kinds of technological ways that they determine who we are and if we can use it or not. So if you compromise our systems and steal all of our data, everything is encrypted. Everything is encrypted. You might get some names, addresses, and emails. That's literally about the only thing you're going to be able to get because you have to leave those unencrypted in the database to make it work, basically. But any kind of
we would hope that we would hope that Aspen has a similar type of security system like you do,
right,
and that we aren't in too much danger, hopefully.
And that's industry standard. So to be compliant, they should have that in place to be compliant. So now then the question becomes are they doing something that's not compliant? Like, for example, we have a call list of patients that we have to call because their balances are past due, and we created a spreadsheet and we put all their information on the spreadsheet. Well, that would be a non-compliant place to store payment information. Therefore, if you did that, that could be compromised and taken. But again, that's one of those one-off weird situations where the AspenDental has systems for this stuff, and they scale. They're basically a franchise. So you're gonna. It's like at McDonald's, they make the fries the exact same way at every McDonald's. So you're not going to have somebody who has like a weird fryer. They're going to have the same fryers. They're going to have the same baskets. They're going to have the same timers. They're going to have the same everything. And that means that whatever happened most likely happened at the source rather than at the destination. So your confirmation that there is actually an issue outside of the Des Moines market leads me to believe that maybe this is a little bit more widespread than what was reported initially in Des Moines.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the info. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you joining us on the program today. Speaking of security and updates, guys, as you know, Windows 10 has been replaced with Windows 11. And Microsoft has been trying to get everybody to move to Windows 11. Right now, about 11% of the computing population is running Windows 11. Ironic, right? I didn't make the number up. It was what was in the story. And the vast majority of everybody else is on Windows 10 still. Why is that? Windows 10 is good until 2025. After 2025, there will be no more security updates at all for Windows 10, which means each month that goes by, it will become less and less and less secure. You won't be able to get antivirus anymore for it. You won't be able to get printers anymore. No one will make software that'll run on it anymore. It basically expires at 2025. They say it's been a good run. So if you can upgrade your computer to Windows 11, it's a really, really good idea to do it. And at Schrock, we do it for like an hour of labor, basically. So it's like $125. We have a coupon code called W11, a Windows 11 coupon code that takes half the cost off. So you can get us to upgrade your Windows 10 computer to Windows 11 pretty inexpensively. It's way cheaper than buying a new computer. Now, Microsoft announced that they're taking away one more thing from Windows 10 users. They're trying to push you to move to Windows 11 by taking away your feature upgrades. What are feature upgrades? When we do a safe upgrade thing, when we say, hey, if you have a computer and there's Windows 2.2H2 coming out, you have to get safe upgrade to install it safely. That's the feature upgrade. That's what they're taking away from Windows 10 users. So in a way, they're doing you a favor. Your computer isn't going to break nearly as often from upgrades and updates. The downside here is any new type of technology, feature, or functionality will only be introduced to Windows 11. Things like advanced ransomware protection, for example, will only be available in Windows 11, further separating it from Windows 10, giving you yet more reasons to upgrade to Windows 11. So one of the things I wanted to make sure that you guys are going to see out there is that there are no more feature upgrades for Windows 10. Feature upgrades are different than security patches. Security patches will continue until 2025, but at that point, you're going to have to move on to a new computer. Maybe we should put together some kind of a special offer in 2025. We'll talk about that when the time comes. 888-250-2091. We're going to take our final break of the program here. When we come back, Gordon, we got you on the line here. And also, Netflix has lost a bunch of subscribers since they started enforcing password crackdowns. It seemed to be kind of confusing to me. Like, how are you losing subscribers when you're cracking down on people who are sharing their Netflix password with friends and family members in other households? Wouldn't you be losing, like, unpaying people? So we're going to break it down for you so that if you're going to buy the Netflix stock, you know what's going on. Coming up next on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs, and all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. Fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. Compute This Pro Tip number 753. Have you ever wondered how the bad guys always seem to find a way into your computer? Gone are the good old days of email worms and I love you viruses. Nobody wants to steal your data anymore, or in many cases even your identity. Today's cybercriminals want to sell access to your computer or hold your data for ransom. The bad guys are exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities to break into systems that are supposed to be hack-proof. These vulnerabilities are always antivirus and firewalls do not prevent these attacks, but you can minimize your computer's exposure by installing all security patches as quickly as possible. The average computer needs 12 patches a week. That's not including the ones that are automatically delivered to your computer. Boost your cybersecurity by staying on top of it manually, or use a patch installation program like Secure Updater to give your computer the patches it needs. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations, computer company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into the program. Thanks for sticking with us today on the hour. We appreciate you being here for Compute This. Compute This is obviously the brainchild of Schrock Innovations, where we fix computers, we help you with technology, we make things work for you, we make your software do what it needs to do. We're there to help you with our, just the other day, I was at an Eagle Court yesterday, and one of the parents at the Eagle Court said, Thor, I'm going to have to call you and have you help me out because, I need help like every other day, and my son-in-law gets tired of me calling and asking for help. And I'm like, well, you need to sign up for the Schrock Desk. It's $30 a month. It's unlimited support. You get as much as you need. We have some Schrock Desk people that call every single day. And we have some Schrock Desk people that I wonder honestly why they're paying for it, because they never call. But then yesterday, for 2 days ago, we had a customer in the Lincoln Service Center that came in. She needed like $400 of work done to her computer, but she was a Schrock Desk subscriber. She gets all of her labor half off as a result of being a Schrock Desk subscriber. It saved her like almost the entire year's subscription cost in 1 year. So it is super handy to have a Schrock Desk subscription with you because that person needs the help or wants to have access to that, or maybe you're just a little worried that your family's going to be able. We usually put this on sale around Christmas time, and we say, this is the perfect gift for that relative who always calls you and asks for a computer help. They'll just call you when they want to say hi. We should record it. By the way, I got this thing with my Gmail. I love you too. Call 888-250-2091. Larry, welcome to the program. How can I help you today?
Yeah, hi, Thor.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Was there an after Schrock last Sunday?
It was.
I've always had lots of trouble picking that up on Facebook. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but sometimes I can get it right away. Sometimes I can't. Last week I could not do it. I just tried for 30 minutes and gave up. I don't know what I'm doing.
Illuminati. They're real. Facebook makes things difficult for some reason. You're supposed to get a notification when someone that you're following goes live, so make sure you follow Schrock Innovations, so you don't just like it, but you follow it on Facebook.
Okay.
It should pop up in your notifications when you go live. Bar that, literally if you go to facebook.com/Schrock Innovations and just refresh the page, it'll pop up. Now, the last couple of weeks, Roger and I, we get to talking after the show, and we live from phone batteries and things, we start talking about stuff, and then I look down and 19 minutes has gone by and I haven't started the aftershock yet. So I will be more diligent about starting the show more quickly after the conclusion of the first show, so that you're not wondering how long But yeah, if you do happen to miss it or you can't find it, we do always post it the next day on our Rumble channel. Also, you can find it at SchrockInnovations.com. Just click on the radio show.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to Thor.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate you listening to all the programs. Thanks for being a part of the show. 888-250-2091. Gordon, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
So, I'm using Sophos on my computers, and it's also got a thing for the phone, but I got an email from them that says we're not going to support the phones anymore. What should I do?
Okay, so how old is your phone?
A year old.
You got an email from Sophos saying they weren't going to support a year-old phone anymore?
No, they said that they're not going to do they're no longer supporting the mobile.
Yeah, that's news to me. I'm wondering if that's a spam message that you received.
I don't know.
Yeah, I will send a message to Chris. He's our Sophos administrator at Schrock. He knows all things that are Sophos, and usually if there's a change like that coming down, we would hear about it. It doesn't make sense to me that they would give up on the mobile market like that. Now, one of the things that happens, though, is that if you have a device that software is too far out of date, they do sunset the coverage for your device if your software is too far out of date and refuse to update. But unless your phone is like, a Galaxy S7, unless it's a really, really, really old phone, you should be able to keep it up to date.
It's a Pixel 5 or Pixel 6, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, it should be new enough, and Google's obviously going to keep that up to date for you. And you have Sophos through us, correct?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. So is it Sophos Home?
I'm too cheap.
Are you running Sophos Home then?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one, they may be discontinuing it for Sophos Home. I don't know. We don't. The Sophos that we offer is a different. It's like the corporate version of Sophos.
Right.
It's got some additional capabilities that the home version doesn't have, and so I totally understand. But it could be different for home. But I will double check on the corporate side just to make sure. But we have not heard anything about them discontinuing the Sophos corporate on there. So
why would they stop it for the home and not the corporate? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me.
The problem that you run up against with mobile devices is, what are you protecting? Well, you got to scan apps to make sure you don't get a malicious app update, right? You have to check for making sure that the software version is up to date. What else does an iPhone or a Pixel phone allow Sophos to do? Well, nothing by default. It's all set up in the group policy. So in the group policy at Schrock, we have all kinds of rules set up as to how things happen and are handled, and different websites that get filtered out, different types of websites that get filtered out, pop-ups that get filtered out. And a lot of this is experiential. We'll have a customer call us and say, my phone is doing this. And then we fix the group policy, which fixes it for everybody's phone. But the problem is we have to be a little generic in how we fix things, because a pop-up for one person blocked is a desired pop-up for somebody else. And so you have to be careful. Well, with Sophos Home, that's a one-size-fits-all fix for all users everywhere in the world. And so there's a limit to what they can do because their pool of users is so large. If you block, for example, naked gun rhinoceros websites, most of our Schrock clients are going to be just fine with that. We might get one freaky rhinoceros guy once in a while, Most of our clients are going to be okay with that. And so we can block things like that. And if there's a client that has a problem with it, we can create a separate group policy for that client and put them into their own group policy. So if they're into the rhinoceros thing, well, you can go look at all the pictures of rhinos you want, because Sophos will keep you safe, but that's just not everybody else's cup of tea. Unfortunately, when you have a mass product, and this is the same problem that McAfee has, the same problem that Norton has, when you're building a mass product, it makes it very difficult to tailor the solutions to be the most secure for each individual person. And so that would be the only explanation that I could think of as to why they would stop. Again, it sounds fishy to me. I would make sure, don't click on any links in the email, but go back to the Sophos website, like Sophos where you buy your Sophos, and see if there's an alert there. If there's no alert there, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Gordon. I appreciate you joining us on the show today. Gene, how can I help you today on Compute This?
Well, thank you, Thor, for taking my call. I'm down here in Kansas, north central Kansas. I listened to your program for quite a while, for several years. When I can get it in, it didn't come in too clear for us.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give you a little bit of background on me. I'm 84 and a half years old, been retired since 2001, and I used a computer from 1988 to 2001 at the power plant where I worked.
Yep.
And we've never owned a computer at home. My wife's never owned a computer, never used a computer. But this is not really a computer call. We've never owned a cell phone either. We've never owned a cell phone of any kind, just a landline on the kitchen wall is all we've ever had. We're thinking about getting a smartphone.
Okay.
And I was wondering, do you deal with being able to buy smartphones through you, or?
Sure. Well, we don't actually sell smartphones, and although we have the full capability to repair and do everything to cell phones, and we might do it from time to time for a customer, we don't really advertise that we fix cell phones. One of the things when you never bought a cell phone before, so you wouldn't know this.
Never bought one, but I've checked around a little bit, and I've kind of looking at through our phone. Our landline is through AT&T.
Okay.
And I've looked at an AT&T store down at Hays, Kansas. That's about 100 miles from where I live. But I've looked at that. One of them was the iPhone 13.
Yep.
Through them, and getting the cell phone, and I just
well, Gene, here's the advice that I would give you on what to pick and how to pick it. I would stick with either a Samsung or an iPhone, one or the other. They're the two most recognized brands. They're going to have the widest variety of support options available, and they're going to be the most predictable in how they operate. Number two, when you purchase your cell phone, especially somebody like you who isn't buying it because you're getting the latest, greatest, newest upgrade, you should get your phone for next to nothing. So shop around. Don't just stick with AT&T because you're with them now, but take a look at T-Mobile, take a look at Verizon, because number one, the plans will be different prices. You might be able to save some money monthly on your plan by shopping around. Number two, different carriers will have different deals on the phones, on the devices themselves. Sometimes you can get the device for free even, depending on what kind of promotions are going on. Right now, we're in a big slump in the cell phone market, so I'm guessing they're trying to move some phones. So you're buying at you're buying at the bottom when blood is in the streets. So if you're going to buy your first cell phone, this is a darn good time to do it. Thank you for the call, Gene. I appreciate your longtime listenership to the program. It means a lot to me. Thank you for that. All right, so Netflix loses 1 million users when they start enforcing password restrictions. That makes no sense to me. You're going to let me share it with my friends and family, so I quit. No, that's not what happened. What happened was when you have your Netflix account, when you log into Netflix and it says who is watching and there's like 5 or 10 different icons, each of those icons counts as a separate user. So when you kick grandma off, who you're sharing your account with because she doesn't live in your household, because it's one login per household, you see, not per family. So when grandma, who lives somewhere else, tries to use it, doesn't work, they kick her off, that's a loss of a user. So actually they lost 1/3 of that in actual users. So about 300,000 people actually left Netflix, not 1 million. So when you hear the reports of 1 million, keep it in mind. Patricia, you're the winner. Congratulations, $25 headed to you. Marissa will get a hold of you on Monday to get that delivered. We'll see you all again next week for another edition of Compute This.
From the Amish Furniture of Nebraska studio, your home for made in the USA furniture. This is News Radio.